From the day she was born, everyone believed Ada would grow up to be a blessing to her mother. People said she would lift her family out of poverty and stand proudly beside the woman who carried her for 9 difficult months. But no one knew what Ada would become when money entered her life. Some stories begin with love. This one begins with gratitude that slowly turned into pride, pride that slowly became arrogance, and arrogance that finally became wickedness. This story is not just about a rude daughter. It is a warning about how the heart of a child can turn against the very woman who prayed day and night for her survival. What Ada did to her mother shocked the village. Throwing the old woman out, denying her food, mocking her poverty, and even telling people that her mother was a burden she never asked for. People begged Ada to change, but she waved them off and said she owed her mother nothing. The wickedness grew until one day, Ada made a decision that sent her mother into the cold, heartbreaking night. She pushed her away violently and told her never to return. The woman who raised her with tears was left standing at the roadside, holding a torn nylon bag and wiping her silent tears. But karma does not forget. Karma will wait quietly, patiently, and return when pride is at its peak. And when the day finally came, Ada would fall on her knees before the same mother she threw away. She would scream. She would cry. She would beg for her life. But would her mother save her? Stay till the end, because this story will touch your heart, shake your spirit, and remind you that wickedness never wins. Ada was the only child of Mama Nkem, a simple woman who worked endless hours on the farm. She carried firewood on her head, sold vegetables, and cleaned houses just to give her daughter a better future. When Ada was young, she used to run into her mother's arms and say she would buy her a big house one day. Those were the innocent days. Days when love was pure. As Ada grew older, she began to notice the world. She noticed how her mother's hands were rough, how her wrapper was faded, and how other children had more. Instead of appreciating her mother's sacrifice, she grew ashamed of it. She believed her mother's poverty was a curse holding her back. Mama Nkem did everything to make her daughter's life easier. She skipped meals so Ada could eat. She walked long distances so Ada could take a motorcycle. She sacrificed health, comfort, and even her pride. But Ada never saw these things as love. She saw them as weakness. When Ada finished school, she moved to the city. She found work as a cleaner, then later as a shop attendant. She worked hard at first, but everything changed the moment she met a wealthy man who promised her comfort. He introduced her to a world she had never seen before. Perfumes, wigs, phones, flashy clothes, and nightlife. Ada absorbed it all like a sponge. Soon, Ada began posting her new life online. She shared pictures of food she did not cook, gifts she did not buy, and lifestyle she could not maintain. But in every photo, she hid one thing. Her mother. The woman who once carried her on her back was now an embarrassment she wanted to bury. Months later, Mama Nkem traveled to visit her daughter in the city. She carried foodstuff, a small bag of gari, and vegetables tied in a black nylon. She walked into the estate looking tired but excited to see her child. But when Ada saw her mother at the gate, she froze in embarrassment. Her heart turned cold instantly. Instead of welcoming her mother, she hissed loudly and asked why she came uninvited. She told her the security men should never allow poor-looking people near her house. The guards were shocked, but Mama Nkem smiled sadly and begged her daughter to listen. Ada dragged her mother inside, not to show her love, but to lecture her. She told her to stop coming to the city. She told her she was too busy for village people. She complained that her smell embarrassed her and that her clothes looked like rags. Her mother stood quietly, holding her bag of gifts, as tears gathered in her eyes. The height of Ada's wickedness came later that evening, when her wealthy boyfriend arrived and saw her mother in the house. Ada, trying to protect her fake lifestyle, said the old woman was only a house help who wandered in. Mama Nkem's heart broke instantly. She could not believe her daughter denied her in front of a stranger. That night, Ada walked her mother outside and told her to return to the village immediately. But the buses had stopped running. Mama Nkem begged her to allow her sleep for the night. Ada pointed to the road and told her it was not her problem. She pushed her mother out of the house and locked the door. The old woman walked away in tears, alone in the dark, wondering what she had done wrong to deserve such wickedness. Days passed. Weeks passed. Ada continued living her fake life. But karma was waiting quietly. One evening, after attending a party, Ada collapsed suddenly in her room. She woke up in the hospital with doctors surrounding her bed. They said she had a rare medical condition that required immediate surgery. Her only chance of survival was a blood transfusion. But not just any blood. Perfect match. Family match. Ada tried calling her boyfriend. He blocked her. She tried calling her friends. They ignored her. She tried reaching people she once impressed. Nobody answered. Her fake world collapsed faster than she built it. The doctor told her that only her mother was the perfect match needed to save her life. At that moment, Ada's heart shattered. The same woman she threw out, insulted, denied, and abandoned was now the only person who could keep her alive. Ada rushed to the village with weak legs and trembling hands. People who heard what she did refused to help her locate her mother. They said she deserved whatever she was suffering. Karma was speaking loudly. Ada wandered through farms, calling her mother's name. She visited neighbors. She knelt down and cried. She begged for forgiveness even before seeing her mother. Her hair was scattered and her clothes were dirty. Pride had died inside her. When Ada finally found her mother sitting under a mango tree outside their old mud house, she broke down completely. She crawled to her mother's feet, crying so loudly that even the birds went silent. She held her mother's legs tightly and begged for her life. She said she was sorry. She said she needed help. She said she did not want to die. Mama Nkem looked at her daughter with tired eyes. She had every right to walk away. She had every right to let karma finish the job. But a mother's heart does not hold grudges. A mother's love does not die easily. A mother's tears are powerful, but her forgiveness is even stronger. She lifted her daughter gently and wiped her tears. Without saying a word, she carried her bag and followed her to the hospital. The operation was successful. Ada survived. But the real healing began after the surgery. Ada realized she had almost died because of her own wickedness. She realized that the world she chased could not save her. Only her mother could. From that day, Ada became a different person. She honored her mother. She cared for her. She listened to her. The arrogance left her spirit forever. Because karma may punish, but a mother's love can still save. Remember, the person you look down on today may become the person you beg tomorrow. Treat people well. Wickedness never wins. Karma never forgets.